In the year 2256, humanity had colonized several planets in the distant reaches of the galaxy. The United Earth Space Probe Agency, UESPA, had sent out a series of expeditions to explore the unknown regions of space. One such expedition, the UESPA Aurora, had been sent to investigate an anomalous energy signature emanating from a distant planet on the edge of the galaxy. The crew of 6 had been warned about the potential dangers of the mission, but they had been assured that the advanced technology of their ship would protect them. As the Aurora entered the planet's atmosphere, the crew began to experience strange malfunctions. Equipment would fail or behave erratically, and strange noises could be heard echoing through the ship's corridors. It started with small things. A missing tool here, a strange noise there. But as the days passed, the occurrences grew more frequent and more intense. The crew began to suspect that something was seriously wrong. Then they discovered the void. A vast empty space had appeared on the ship's sensors, seemingly out of nowhere. The void was growing, expanding its borders and consuming everything in its path. As the crew watched in horror, the void began to take shape. It coalesced into a twisted, eldritch form that seemed to defy the laws of physics. The crew realized that they were not alone on the ship. Something had been born from the void, something ancient and malevolent. The Voidborn creature began to hunt the crew, stalking them through the ship's corridors and killing them one by one. The survivors were forced to flee, desperate to escape the creature's deadly grasp. But as they fought to survive, they realized that the Voidborn was not just a monster. It was a harbinger of something far more sinister. The void was growing, expanding its borders and consuming entire star systems. The crew of the Aurora had stumbled into something much bigger than themselves, something that threatened the very fabric of space and time. As the last survivor, Captain Lewis, fled through the ship's corridors, he realized that he was not just fighting for his life. He was fighting for the future of humanity itself. But it was too late. The Voidborn creature caught up with him, its twisted form looming over him like a specter of death. As Captain Lewis screamed, the Voidborn creature reached out and touched him. The captain's body began to distort and contort, his flesh stretching and merging with the void. The last transmission from the Aurora was a scream, a desperate cry for help that was lost in the vast expanse of space. The UESPA never heard from the Aurora again. The ship was never found, and the crew was presumed dead. But the void continued to grow, expanding its borders and consuming entire star systems. The Voidborn creature was never seen again, but its presence was felt throughout the galaxy. And in the depths of space, a lone transmission echoed through the void, a desperate cry for help that would never be answered. The transmission from the Aurora was never forgotten. It became a haunting reminder of the horrors that lurked in the unknown regions of space. The UESPA launched several expeditions to investigate the void, but none of them returned. As the years passed, the void continued to grow, consuming entire galaxies and civilizations. The Voidborn creature was never seen again, but its presence was felt throughout the cosmos. And then one day, a strange object appeared on the edge of the solar system. It was a small spherical vessel, emitting a faint signal that echoed the transmission from the Aurora. The UESPA was wary, but they couldn't ignore the possibility that this vessel might hold the key to understanding the void and the Voidborn creature. They sent a team of scientists to investigate, led by a brilliant and fearless astrophysicist named Dr. Sophia Patel. As Sophia and her team approached the vessel, they felt a strange, creeping sense of dread. The vessel seemed to be watching them, its surface shifting and flowing like a living thing. Sophia's team began to scan the vessel, searching for any clues about its origin and purpose. But as they delved deeper, they realized that the vessel was not just a simple spacecraft. It was a gateway, a portal to the void itself. The Voidborn creature began to stir, its presence echoing through the vessel like a dark, malevolent heartbeat. Sophia's team knew that they had to escape, but it was too late. The vessel began to glow, its surface expanding and contracting like a living thing. Sophia's team was consumed by the void, their screams echoing through the cosmos as they were dragged into the abyss. The UESPA never heard from Sophia's team again. The vessel was never seen again, but its presence was felt throughout the galaxy. The void continued to grow, consuming entire civilizations and galaxies. And in the depths of space, a lone transmission echoed through the void, a desperate cry for help that would never be answered. But there's a new chapter in the story. A group of survivors, led by a brilliant scientist named Dr. Henry Lee, has discovered a way to communicate with the Voidborn creature. They've established a fragile connection, and the creature has begun to transmit a message. The message is a warning, a dire prophecy that speaks of an impending catastrophe that will consume the entire galaxy. The survivors are racing against time to decipher the message and prevent the catastrophe. But as they delve deeper into the mystery, they realize that the Voidborn creature is not just a monster. It's a harbinger of something far more sinister. The fate of the galaxy hangs in the balance as the survivors struggle to prevent the impending catastrophe. Will they succeed, or will the void consume everything in its path? The outcome is far from certain,